Good evening, Ma'am Valderrama. I am Elijah Louise of Pascual.
I am Hannah Pamela Rosario.
I'm John Patrick Bello.
And I am Elijah Josh Tecson, and we are the ELECTRO gang.
So let's start with the first reporter, Hannah.
Start with, I would be explaining the ATM case study first. The code that is input here is the complete and overall code that is needed to run the whole system itself. The credentials that are basically needed to be shown are all indicated on this class. The names of the clients, the balance that they have inside their accounts, their personal PIN numbers, and lastly, their account numbers. It also includes conditions in which whether you will withdraw, deposit, or even create a new account in the admin tab, and so on.
Next is ATM transaction. On the ATM transaction, this consists of codes that is needed for the design and also to enter the transaction itself. This extends to the first class which in the case study so that it can be added in detail, as well as the PIN class that extends an ATM transaction so that the required PINs would be inputted by the specific clients that was assigned for them, in which you should only input 4-digit PINs, and if not, it won't be registered, and the access would then be denied.
Just like the other classes, this one is also inherited, or rather it extends from the others as well. The ATM transaction type also has several codes that is needed to run on what type should be transacted. The client can choose whether it wants to deposit, check their balance, and so on. This is also actually connected to the case study, but it was separated to have a different code just to be connected as well. For the ATM final, the PIN class is the one that extends to it, in which it needs the PIN numbers to be inputted as well. It has conditions inside of it on how much it should be withdrawn and deposited. For example, the amount that should be deposited is not less than 100, as well as if the account does not have enough money inside it, it cannot withdraw the said amount if it lacks the money to be given.
Lastly, we have the ATM admin, in which it does not extend to any part of the code, but it has a certain code that is placed within the ATM's case study. This is the different form in which it can control each account of the client. It can edit the PIN or even change the PIN of a certain client, and also has the power to add new clients if ever it needs to do so. It also has a try catch statement to check if there's would be error while running or executing the syntax or code it itself. The PIN for the admin is only one number, and that is 0, in which it was programmed to inside the code.
So now let's go for the output itself. So I would be showing you on how it runs and at how it gives out certain answers for the code itself. So to start with, we would be pressing letter S to open the transaction, and then we would be entering a certain type of PIN number, which is three number threes. Then we would be shown about the balance inquiry, the withdraw, deposit, and if ever we want to cancel the transaction. So firstly, we would be pressing letter B to see how much the balance the client has. And then to withdraw, we would be pressing W, and let's try withdrawing around 300 pesos. Then shows here that we have withdrawn, and then as well as to press exit, we would be back on the transaction type. And if we wanted to deposit, it would say here that enter the amount to be deposited. So let's try depositing 300 again, and successfully deposited. Then to press X to exit the transaction type, then as well as to press letter C. So let's run this code once more to show how the admin works. So we would be pressing letter S to start the transaction again. Then we would be inputting the PIN number of the admin, which is 0. So on this part, there are several types of which things that we can actually use to edit certain clients. So let's try editing the customer information, which is letter E. Then we have to enter a certain PIN number of a client, so which is 4 number 3s. And then we can update the name. So let's try updating it to Elijah Tecson. And it says here that it's successfully edited. So we just have to press X once more, and that's basically, or that wraps up our presentation of the code itself. So thank you.